In December 2016, I visited Lebanon. Let's explore some of the major tourist places. Beirut is the capital and largest city of Lebanon and been inhabited for over 5,000 years, making it one of the oldest cities in the world. There are plenty of things to see and do in Beirut, from exploring the souks and mosques to visiting the museums and art galleries. Pigeon Rocks, also known as Rausch Rocks, are two natural rock arches off the coast of Beirut, formed over millions of years by erosion. The larger arch measures 250 meters long and 40 meters high, while the smaller one extends 60 meters and reaches 20 meters in height. Beirut Marina is a 1.2 kilometer long waterfront promenade that is home to a variety of restaurants, cafes, bars, and shops. Beirut Marina is a must-visit destination for anyone seeking a combination of relaxation, entertainment, and cultural exploration. The Corniche offers a captivating blend of leisure and recreational activities. Visitors can stroll along the palm-fringed pathways, admire the sparkling turquoise waters, and soak up the vibrant atmosphere. The Mohammed Al-Amin Mosque, also called the Blue Mosque, is a magnificent landmark in Beirut. Construction on the mosque began in 1994 and was completed in 2002. It stands out with its bright blue walls and tall towers. Inside, it is a peaceful place to pray and think. The mosque is also a center for Muslims to come together and learn about their religion. If you are visiting Beirut, you should definitely go to the Mohammed Al-Amin Mosque. St. George's Cathedral, the largest Greek Orthodox cathedral in the Middle East, with a 21-meter diameter dome that can hold up to 2,000 people. Construction began in 1743 and was completed in 1748. Beirut Souks is a modern and exciting shopping and entertainment district in Beirut. It has over 200 shops, many restaurants and cafes, and a cinema complex. The architecture is a mix of modern and traditional Lebanese design. It is a great place to experience the culture of Beirut. The American University of Beirut is a private, non-profit, coeducational and non-sectarian university in Beirut. Founded in 1866, it is the oldest and most prestigious American university in the Middle East. It offers more than 100 undergraduate and graduate programs in a variety of fields, including arts and sciences, engineering, business, medicine, and law. Jaita Grotto is a karstic limestone cave located about 20 kilometers north of Beirut. It is known for its beautiful formations and underground rivers. It is one of the longest and most spectacular cave systems in the world. The upper level, called Upper Grotto, is a dry passage with stalactites and stalagmites. It is 2,130 meters long and is accessible by a cable car. The lower level, called Lower Grotto, is a flooded passage with a 6.7 kilometer long navigable river. It is accessible only by boat. The Jaita Grotto was discovered in 1832 by a Christian missionary. It was first opened to the public in 1933. Cameras were not allowed during that time. As a result, the record is hidden and may not be entirely clear. Harissa is a mountain town in the Kesawan district. It is located 27 kilometers north of Beirut. The town is home to the teleferique Harissa, which offers breathtaking views of the Mediterranean Sea and the surrounding mountains. Harissa is home to the Shrine of Our Lady of Lebanon, a major pilgrimage site for Christians in the Middle East. The shrine was built in 1904 and is dedicated to the Blessed Virgin Mary, who is considered to be the patron saint of Lebanon. Byblos is an ancient city located about 30 kilometers north of Beirut. It is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world, dating back to 7000 BC. The city is home to a number of historical and archaeological sites. including the Byblos Castle, the Byblos Archaeological Park, and the Byblos Souk. Byblos is known for its beautiful beaches, charming nightlife, and delicious food. Arami Gallery is a forward-thinking contemporary art gallery in Beirut, Lebanon. Established in 2002, the gallery showcases works by emerging and established artists from Lebanon and the Arab world, featuring innovative and thought-provoking exhibitions that have gained international recognition. Aram Gallery is committed to education and public programming, offering a variety of events and activities accessible to the public. The Children's Museum of Beirut is a museum dedicated to hands-on learning and exploration for children aged 2 to 12. The museum has a variety of exhibits that cover a wide range of topics, including science, technology, art, and culture. The Sursok Museum, a prominent art institution in Beirut, showcases a rich collection of over 5,000 modern and contemporary artworks, ranging from paintings and sculptures to drawings and prints. It also hosts temporary exhibitions, educational programs, and a charming cafe. The National Museum of Beirut is a big museum in Lebanon. Established in 1937, the museum houses an extensive collection of artifacts spanning over 5,000 years of Lebanese history, from the prehistoric era to the Roman period. Lebanon is a country with a rich culinary tradition, and its cuisine reflects the diverse influences of its history and geography. Try as many dishes as you can, including side dishes, main courses, fishes, and salads. As an added bonus, I stayed at the Asaha Hotel. It was tastefully decorated, and each room had its unique design inspired by different nations. It was a pleasant experience for me.